Hi, I'm Elaine Burke in Siliconrepublic's fancy new offices, and this is the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini. So this is the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini. It's got a 4.3-inch display, which is slightly larger than the iPhone 5, but it's smaller than the full-size S4, which is a 5-inch display. It's slightly thicker than the full-size S4, but its dimensions are obviously smaller. It's a Super AMOLED display, just like its bigger brother, but it's got lower resolution. So you're not getting the richness that you get with the S4, but it is really bright and does deliver good quality for a lower resolution display. You've also got less storage on this device. The larger S4 offers from 16 gigabytes up to 64 gigabytes, but with this you're getting 8 gigabytes, and because of the data that will be stored on it when you first buy it, you'll actually only have 5 gigabytes to use for yourself. You've also got a more standard smartphone camera on the S4 Mini. It's an 8 megapixel rear camera, and with the S4 you get 13 megapixels, but you do get a lot of the features that came with the S4. So if I go into modes here, you can see I can take a special mode to take night photos, a mode to take sports photos, panorama, and for some of these they're really handy. Best Face will let you choose the best smiles from a bunch of different faces in an image by taking 5 pictures, and then you can select the best face. And Beauty Face will enhance skin tones and basically does a bit of a retouch job on any portraits or self-portraits that you want to take. These modes, the majority are available on both the front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera, except Sports, Panorama and HDR. These are only available in the rear camera. So we're just going to demonstrate some of the camera features now. Take a look at some sound and shot. This will take a photograph and also record some audio over that. So while I'm taking this picture, I can talk over it, and you can see it's recording the audio as I'm talking over it. You can get about 9 seconds that it will take after it takes the photograph. So it's a nice way to send a personal message to someone. And if I go into my gallery, talk over it, you can see it's recording the audio as I'm talking over it. You can get about 9 seconds that it will take after it takes the photograph. Another mode that we'll test is Best Face, which I can test. So you can select the different modes for each the rear facing and the front facing camera. The front facing camera is a 1.9 megapixel camera, so it's pretty high quality for a front facing camera. And I'm just going to make a series of faces, and we'll see which one turns out best. So if I tap my face, it will give me a bunch of different options. You'll get photos where people are talking or have their eyes closed. You'll get photos where they have silly faces, but you can pick the best ones. And you can also do this with a range of faces. The camera uses facial recognition to find all the faces in the shot so that you can pick best faces for everybody. Another feature that you have in the camera is you can tap this little arrow here, and then you have in-app camera effects. So they're not quite your Instagram effects, but they give you a couple of options. Some of these will highlight select colours. So here we're just highlighting blue. And if we highlight red and yellow, you notice that everything else goes to grayscale. Then you've also got grayscale, sepia, and some heightened coloured filters as well. The continuous photo can take up to about 20 shots in one taking. You just have to hold down the button, and you can see it can count up. So this is great in theory for action photography, but because this is a smartphone camera, if your subject is moving too quickly, you will get a lot of blur. The S4 Mini has the same gallery layout as the bigger S4, so you can have your view by the photographs or your albums, and it will also take in photographs from various other apps like your Dropbox and things like that. You can also tag photos with locations or people, and even select your favorites so that they're easier to find. And a feature that you can make use of these is Story Album. This is an inbuilt app on the Samsung phones, and they've partnered with Blurb, which is a photo book producing service. So you can select photographs to create an album, and you can rearrange photographs in the album. It arranges them pretty well by itself. And to actually turn this virtual photo album into a real live photo album, all you have to do is select Order Photo Book, and this will bring you to the blurb, payments processing. Another unique feature that you get with Samsung is group play. Using this app, you would have seen this in the ads for the S4 range. You can create links with other devices to play music or share files across those devices. Newer versions have group play that will allow you to play movies, but this is mostly for boosting your music playback. And it's connected through NFC, and the NFC chip is just here. So you can either join a group that's already been established by someone else's device, or you can create your own group. And you can see it's just that simple. Once you select create group, and you can select a password for people to join this group, you can decide to share music, pictures, documents, or play games. Another feature that you get is Watch On. Watch On can be paired with your television set and also with your DVR or your satellite provider if you have one, and serves as a remote using infrared. So what you get with the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini is a compact device packed with the capabilities of the Samsung Galaxy S4. The problem with that is the processing power of the S4 Mini isn't really up to handling some of these processes, and that can kind of let you down, and it gives you some lag when you're trying to do things with the phone. On the plus side, the battery power in this device, we've got a 1900 milliamp battery. It's phenomenal, and if you use things like the battery saving modes like I'm using right here, you'll get a huge amount of time out of your device, depending on what settings that you're using. If you went away for a weekend and switched off your Wi-Fi and data plan like I did, you would actually get the full weekend out of your device, and that's with frequent use. Obviously, data and Wi-Fi will drain your battery a bit more, but I would be surprised if you didn't get a full day's use out of this one. So there you have it, that's the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini.